Promise me, but you never try. Secrets in your eyes. You go and run, I'll hide. Showing me colors of the sky, but all I see is gray. You lost me when you lied. I don't ever wanna be crowned, just another prize. It breaks my heart. Colors of the sky, breaks my heart. All I see is colors of the sky, but all I see is colors of the sky. Colors of the sky, but all I see is colors of the sky. But all I see is colors of the sky. Colors of the sky, but all I see is colors of the sky. All I see is colors of the to the ground now, and somehow I feel like you don't know me. Shook me to the ground now, I don't even know how. Brought me to a life that you never showed me. Coming from a locked up ghost of yourself, but you're coming from the light. There's more to you than you ever thought there was. Yeah, you're coming from the light.
Hello and welcome back. We are entering into Game 2 of Hokages versus NAEVI. On the blue side this time, NAEVI is on that side, whereas Hokages is on red. We see the Navies once again banning Kassadin out.
So I'm starting to think that Kassadin was a very specific ban against the Hokages in terms of, I guess he must really like using his rift stuff. I mean, I normally wouldn't think to ban a Kassadin because Kassadin hasn't been all that strong lately, but apparently it's really important for them.
Yeah, Kassadin's place in the meta isn't as strongly secured as people like the Vladimir that they just banned, or even Vi, who has been banned a couple of games so far. We're seeing another Lulu ban because those are always a very potent piece to team. But Kassadin overall does seem a little out of place in the bans, and so a targeted mid ban is assumed. Generally, even if you have a champion that is out of meta, if you've practiced them enough, you can, and especially with Kassadin, getting ahead early allows you to transfer so much pressure to side lanes, which might be part of the reason that they're banning it out and making sure that that mid laner can't get his whole hands on him.
Right. And it looks like Navy started off with the first pick, Thresh. And Hokages might be getting ready to pick their ADC. Nautilus is going to be a little bit of a flex pick because he can either go top or either go support. But in all honesty, right now you're not really getting too much information from either of these guys in terms of their pick. Although we have a Shen potentially coming back in.
That would be very huge. With a Shen, that, again, we saw the impact that had last game with his durability and his ability to dive and protect his teammates. While a Lucian doesn't need as much individual protection as a Kog'Maw, that Shen last game was doing far more with his taunts than anything else that game, making it so the enemy team could not move. We are possibly going to see Draven and Darius, both of the brothers, in this game.
And that might be actually a really good selection to go fight against a Shen, in all honesty.
That is absolutely true. Darius is known for his ability just to cripple his enemies with consistent damage that bleeds over time. Shen's shield will not be able to stop that. Meanwhile, we are seeing a hover of Yorick. Now, I'm assuming that Yorick and Mordekaiser are troll hovers and not actual picks. But Shen Jungle has been seen in the past and does have decent effectiveness if they were looking to end up picking and selecting this Yorick for top lane.
It also could be Shen support, too, at the same time.
That is
I've
very
seen
true.
quite a few of those lately, and that is also a strong possibility. But it looks like we have a Zyra that chances are is going to be support.
Yeah. Trading with the ADC in all likelihood.
Right.
We are seeing that Kha'Zix's jungle, which is very, very single target and pick-oriented in nature. That does seem to go very much along the same lines as Zyra, looking for those picks and making sure people are out of position. Shen is also pretty good at that with his taunt, and Lucian definitely has the follow-up damage. Shen provides a lot for teamfights, but Kha'Zix's strength falls off immensely when it gets to those group scenarios.
Right.
And it does strike me as a little odd that they are selecting a Kha'Zix. I'm assuming that there will be a, I'm not terribly surprised about that Hecarim lock-in. While there is pick potential that the Hokages have, they also have so much room to get engaged on because they don't have a lot of defense.
Right, and I'm not going to lie, in all honesty, Navy won pick in my mind. With the Hecarim, the Orianna, and the Thresh, along with the Darius and Draven, there's way too much damage and way too much maneuverability and way too much manipulation of the field in order for them to not necessarily have an advantage going into mid-game at this point. While, like you said, Kha'Zix is going to be focused on picking people, Echo is probably going to be focused on picking people too, but that's going to be based off their positioning and kind of baiting the enemy team into a position that's not going to work out for them.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine and perfectly acceptable and something that everyone can do, but at the same time it takes a lot of vision, it takes a lot of map control, and it takes a lot of understanding of It takes a lot of planning. And although we've seen them do some pretty complicated things in terms of that previous game with the Protect the Cogmaw comp, I'm just not necessarily sure if they're going to be able to pull this strategy off the same or with the same amount of a capacity that they pulled the previous strategy off with.
The previous strategy was very much if you get ahead, you are easily able to secure the continued lead with the Kog'Maw, especially if he gets a lot of the kills, which he definitely did.
Right.
The Vladimir did a very good job picking up and putting out that extra damage from the mid lane. And again, last game with the Kog'Maw, they were able to push so hard and so fast once they did get that lead. But this game is going to be far different because with their pick-oriented comp, for example, let's look at bot lane. Lucian does have a good amount